Hi, my name is Chelsea, and I'll be exploring about to what extent has capitalism influenced inequality in Hong Kong. I believe that capitalism stimulates land competition and acts as the rationale of inequality in Hong Kong to a high extent, differing the quality of life. However, capitalism may create opportunity to reduce the income gap between different income groups. The fact that legal rules defining capitalism implies a certain norm of equality in that, on their face, rights and obligations do not regard to the personal characteristics of individuals, such as race, social and economic status, to show that these rules satisfy the wealth neutrality condition, which is a counter-argument saying that capitalism does not create inequality, but implies a strong equality norm in enhancing quality of life, that everyone has a fair chance. But is that the reality? Under capitalism, Hong Kong has developed a free market economy with light regulations and low taxation, operating entirely on profit motive, allowing Hong Kong to be one of the most competitive economies in the world. This attracts foreign direct investments, mostly financial, banking, and high-end industries, along with abundant economic migrants from mainland China, bringing capitals and skills. GDP had rose by 180 times between 1961 and 1997. Capitalism has changed the demographics and built environments in inner city along the two sides of Victoria Harbour. The rapid economic growth caused clustering of commercial activities in inner city. This triggered the start of tertiarization since 1980s after the implementation of open door policy in mainland China, which leads to serious inflation, reaching an all-time high of 16% in 1981. Due to tertiarization, the profitable and highly accessible land in inner city were taken up by retail and financial business sectors, washing out the low-income families and forcing the local residents to leave the area, pushing gentrification to an extreme. To be honest, just by looking at the world map, I can say that Hong Kong is just a speck, but within this little dot, only 268 km square of land is being developed, with 56% as infrastructure, commercial and recreational land use, leaving only a minimum 29% of the land for residential use. In this small piece of land, Hong Kong has accommodated over 7 million people, and obviously the quality of life differs a lot. Middle-income families who can afford the down payment for the 1.3 million USD worth house will be struggling to earn a living to pay the mortgage and live a life. Lower-income families will have no choice but to live in a very small subdivided flats, which can be referred to as coffin homes. The presence of unaffordable land price has caused inertia among lower-incomers, resulting in housing problems like overcrowding and substandard housing in inner city in places such as Kwun Tong, Yuen Long, and Tsuen Wan. The income gap driven by capitalism has caused a difference in quality of life between income groups, showing that capitalism influenced inequality in Hong Kong to a high extent, despite the legal rules and obligations. Meanwhile, higher incomers would have thousands and millions of available income, which be so-called the large developers who owns hectares and hectares of rural land in Hong Kong, land which can be used for housing. They buy and hold up land resources for speculation. That it is estimated developers hold at least 1,000 hectares of agricultural land just in the new territories and 1,600 hectares of active and inactive brownfield sites. With all those lands, they are waiting to earn government's revenue by compensation when they are comfortably living in their 3-floor mansion with a glamorous view of the sea, swimming in their own private pools and drinking the finest wine. The huge gap between income groups casts socioeconomic inequality that people in poverty can hardly survive in such a keen environment, while the big riches are playing a game with the capitalism economy. Despite the legal rules and regulations of capitalism is clearly stated in creating a free and fair environment for everyone to compete and make their way out, trying to keep the economy under a strong equality norm. But from what we have just discussed, that the fairness is only what was just written on the paper, not the reality. That I believe that capitalism stimulates land competition and acts as the rationale of inequality in Hong Kong to a high extent.